You're listening to the Greeks Gridiron, live with Ethan Haristodoulou.
Welcome back, everyone, to more of the Greeks Gridiron. I am Ethan Haristodoulou. It's March 16th. Yes, 3/16/2022 to my wrestling fans. Shout out to you guys. It's awesome 3/16 day. We have a quick little read and react for you all today as free agency officially starts in about, from when I'm recording this, about 50 minutes on the dot. It just changed. And when you guys see this, it'll probably be about the start of free agency. A lot of deals have already been put into agreements, and at this point, we're seeing a few big deals being done as we kind of stroll through day number 3 of free agency at this point. So as opposed to doing giant recap videos now, where I'm probably only going to have like a couple of big deals here and there to talk about and some smaller ones here and there, I focus on some of the bigger deals and I reach out more so to the specific teams of these big deal signings and ask the fan bases how they feel about the moves and the trades and whatnot being involved with them. So for this video here, I'm reacting to the Raiders, talking Chandler Jones signing a whopping 3-year, $51 million deal and a trade that ended up occurring because of the signing. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and my Raiders fans, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And to the Colts fans, I'm sure you've heard about the trade. We've all been waiting, because I'm a Colts fan myself, for the Colts to make a move, and they finally did something of substance. So exciting stuff. Make sure you guys let me know as well. How are you feeling about the trade, losing YaSin, and bringing in Yannick Ngakoue? We'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But so, Chandler Jones, big signing here for the Raiders. I feel like the AFC West, man, they are trying their absolute hardest to compete with those Chiefs. The Chargers have made some really big moves. The Raiders now are dipping their toes into some big moves. They re-signed Max Crosby to a $98.98 million deal. It was an interesting number there that they had written out, but that's what he signed up for 4 years. And then to double down on the pass rush, you bring in a guy like Chandler Jones, who has been one of the best pass rushers, and I've talked about him a lot extensively through this offseason here in preview videos, in availability videos and whatnot. Chandler Jones is a huge guy for the Raiders to be bringing in to pair in with Max Crosby. Chandler Jones is a guy who has recorded double-digit sacks, and very quietly at that, year in and year out throughout a lot of his career, and he has been a very effective but underrated guy for whatever reason, and I don't understand quite why, because he has always been one of the best at his positions, and I feel like only recently has he been really getting the respect he deserves. I feel like once he had that 5-sack game against Tennessee last year, everyone was like, oh, damn, Chandler Jones, yeah, he's still really, really good. Like, he was great on the Patriots. He was great while he was on the Cardinals. I mean, the guy has been great for the duration of his career. And now he's going to go over into Las Vegas, pair up with Max Crosby. And quite honestly, they have a pretty scary duo now, rushing the edges over there in Las Vegas to help slow down Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, now Russell Wilson. If you're the Raiders, you need to have a great pass rush, because you're going up against some elite competition at the quarterback, and all 3 of those quarterbacks can also be mobile as well. So you want guys who can set the edges and prevent those QBs from rolling out to the outside and extending plays and burning your secondary. So excellent signing in my opinion here. Yannick Ngakoue, on the final year of his contract, ended up being the odd man out in this whole situation. With that in mind, he ended up being traded to the Indianapolis Colts straight up in a player-for-player trade for cornerback YaSin. Now, my Raiders fans, if I'm being honest with you guys, looking on the outside at this trade, I would say that it was not really a very even trade, and I'm curious if if there was any money involved in the trade, because I don't think YaSin stacks up as well to Yannick Ngakoue as a player. I am a Colts fan, like I said, so I feel like I'd know a little bit more about what YaSin does than I do other players around the league, because he's a player on the team that I have watched for, my entire life at this point now. Ngakoue's impressive. He had 10 sacks last season, handful of pressures and whatnot. But YaSin, he's been really up and down for the Colts. I can't believe they just did a straight-up player-for-player trade here. Maybe it was more about dumping the contract than it was anything else, but 18 penalties in 3 seasons for YaSin. He's let up 7 touchdowns, and he's only had 2 interceptions, and he had no interceptions this past season. And when I was putting this video together, I even felt, wow, like even before I looked up the actual number for the penalties, I was thinking to myself, I was like, damn, I feel like YaSin's a guy who gets penalized a lot. And why would the Raiders be going after someone like YaSin when I feel like the Raiders have dealt with some penalty issues themselves? YaSin has a tendency to get burned in some really bad situations, and he usually tries to make up for it by drawing the penalty. I don't know. I feel like the Colts won this trade, and this is not me trying to be a Colts fan and saying, haha, we like finessed you or anything like that. It's just me kind of looking at the situation and being like, wow, I can't believe we got Yannick Ngakoue for YaSin. But Raiders fans, I hope it works out for you guys. I know you needed some secondary depth. Hopefully he can turn his fortunes around there, play a little bit better for you guys than he did for us in Indy. As for the Colts' view of things, getting in Yannick Ngakoue, talk about bringing a presence on the D-line that I think the Colts really, really needed. We've been relying on a lot of really young talent the last couple of years, and this is going to be a breath of fresh air. When you look at the Colts' numbers from this past season, they only had 120 total pressures on the year. That was 31st in the league. They were only ahead of the Houston Texans. And then they also only had 33 sacks, which was tied for 25th in the league. So bottom of the barrel numbers on both sides there. But when you look at what Yannick Ngakoue did, 10 sacks and 62 pressures alone. He's on the final year of his deal, and he's only 27 years old. So he's motivated. He's young. He needs to make something happen here. I don't even think he's 27 yet. I think he's like about to turn 27. I just rounded it to 27. He'll be 27 for the season. Bringing in a guy who forced 10 sacks and 62 pressures alone, that's literally half of the pressures that you guys put together as a team last year. So if you're a Colts fan, we should be excited about this. It is a big move, and I can't believe we managed to get Ballard to be able to like put together this deal and swing and pull in Yannick Ngakoue for someone like YaSin. Like I said, Raiders fans, I really hope he does better for you guys, but I don't understand how we got Yannick Ngakoue for YaSin. That's not like I don't think that's an equal trade, if I'm being completely honest with you. The only thing that really makes sense is it's just a money dumping move by the Raiders, and they wanted to get something in return and see what they could get out of in YaSin. That's the only way I feel like I can rationalize that. So as a Colts fan, I'm a little bit giddy here, but ultimately I'm excited to see what Max Crosby and Chandler Jones can do together. I was actually hoping, as a Colts fan, that Chandler Jones would get brought into Indy, but since not, I'll take Yannick Ngakoue, and I'm excited to see the matchup of Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. That's going to be a fearsome duo for the next couple of years at least. And Chandler Jones on a 3-year deal, Crosby's on a 4, so you're looking at least at a couple of years, maybe 3, if 4 or more, depending on how well this pairing ends up working together on the edges over there in Las Vegas. But that is it. Quick little read and react for you guys. Again, my Raiders fans, are you excited for the signing of Chandler Jones? How do you feel about the compensation you got for Yannick Ngakoue from Indy? And my Colts fans, are you looking forward to seeing Yannick Ngakoue in the blue and white? I appreciate you all for watching. I'll probably push out more read and react videos of the bigger contract signings and whatnot, and if any deals get mixed in with it as well, because it sounds like there is a potential that some signings will be dependent on players being moved from teams as well. I'll be sure to post them as I go through the day and just kind of keep track of all the news. I'm not just going to be doing giant recap videos. I think it's more fun to reach out to specific fan bases and get your guys' opinion more so than just generalizing videos. I have a lot more fun doing it that way. I appreciate you all for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.